Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got the Max 2 Pro electric skateboard from a company called Maxfind. These guys have 5 models to choose from, anywhere from $250 up to $900. The Pro is about right in the middle at $499. In the review, I'll show you how fast it can go on all 3 speed modes, how long it takes to reach the top speed in an acceleration test, what you can expect for range when the board is set to the highest speed mode, and how well it does on hills with a full and low battery. I'll also talk about brakes, stability, and overall feel. Now the Max 2 Pro has some steep competition in this price range, competing with Team G and Posway. 2 boards I thought were pretty good, so let's see how the Pro compares, starting off with a speed test. The Pro has 2 600-watt motors, which is 150 watts above its competitors. Now that motor is powered by a 36-volt, 4.4 amp-hour Samsung battery that's built into the deck, giving the Pro a very slim and sleek look. The advertised speed rating is set at 24 miles per hour. I found a flat and smooth section of trail and decided to test out the 3 speed modes it has. For speed 1, I hit 13 miles per hour, 20 on speed 2, and 23 for speed 3, 1 mile short of the speed rating. Here's a look at all 3 speed modes together. So as far as speed, it's not the fastest or the slowest in this price range. Out of all the boards I reviewed, the Pro's right in the middle. The Pro has the lowest weight rating in this range of 220 pounds, but it is the lightest board at 15 pounds. Now I'm 40 pounds less than the weight rating and wanted to see how long it would take to reach the top speed. Okay, I've got a flat and smooth trail here. I'm gonna do an acceleration test on the highest speed mode. As you can see from my speed and timer apps, it took me 12 seconds to hit 23 miles per hour, making the Pro average for acceleration. I thought it was a good mix of power and stability. There's been some boards that have way too much power. I just prefer a smooth and gentle start. Here's the acceleration on all 3 speed modes. One of the best features the Pro has over its competitors is the recharge time of only 2 hours. That's half of the Team G and Posway. After fully charging the battery, I headed down by the river to one of my favorite trails in the area. I like this trail because it's mostly flat with a couple of decent hills that I'll use for a hill test later. I recorded my trip and got 9.8 miles, which was about 2 miles less than the Posway and pretty much tied with Team G. Maxfind says their board can reach 12 miles, so the rating is almost spot on. Pretty impressive for a guy who is close to the max weight rating. Most companies usually use a 150-pound rider for their testing, so if you're close to that, I bet you'd reach 12 miles, and even surpass that if you switch to speed mode 1 or 2. Now as far as power consistency, I was averaging 21 to 22 miles per hour throughout the ride. Once the battery hit 50%, I could tell it started to bog down on smaller hills, but on the flats it was back up to the top speed. And even when the last battery bar was blinking, I was still hitting 20 miles per hour. The Pro was rated up to a 28% hill. The Posway and Team G are rated up to 30 and 20%. Now I didn't find a hill that steep, so let's see how fast the 9.4 pounds of torque does on this 9% hill. This is about a 2-block hill at a 8 to 9% grade. Wow, this thing's killing it. Coming up to the steepest part here, probably going about 12, 13 miles an hour. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm back to the hill that I went up on the first of this ride. This time I've got a battery at looks like 1.5 bars. I'm curious to see how well it will take this hill now with the battery almost gone. Okay, steepest part right here. It's definitely slower, about half as fast, but it's making it up. And we're to the top. Out of the 3 brands in this price range, the Pro is the best for hills. Now as far as braking, the Pro isn't the best. This is the first board where the tires slid out on me. The design of the Max 2 Pro is something I haven't seen before and don't really like it. The nylon fiberglass deck is wide in the middle and skinny on the ends, and so my feet hung off the edge a couple of inches on both sides, which doesn't feel that comfortable as you put the miles on. It's the only board I've been on that doesn't have grip tape, so you don't have the extra padding that a lot of companies add underneath the tape to help with smaller vibrations. But it is easier to clean with a damp rag or splashing some water over it, so there is that. The coolest part of the board is underneath with a 31-inch diamond cutting design. It's just too bad no one can see it when you're riding. There's no suspension with the Pro and very little flex. It's honestly one of the rougher skateboards I've tried, but it is able to handle some pretty large bumps.
Oh, jeez. I do feel a little bit bad about that. I'm disturbing some people's peace. I mean, you can hear that probably from a mile away. That is quite loud and very bumpy. Oh man.
It's also completely flat, so turning isn't as sharp as its competitors, even with very loose trucks. But those trucks are at a 45-degree angle, which makes the Pro very stable, well balanced, and easy to ride. I was hitting the top speed right off the bat. That's how comfortable I felt. There was hardly any learning curve. The remote is a little bulky and feels like a cheaper plastic, just like the other two brands. So if you want to check out the battery life, there's no LEDs that are constantly on. You do have to hit the power button. So I got 3 out of the 4 bars. And then to switch the speed mode, just hit the second button. You can see the lights will change in speed. It also has a forward reverse button on the side and takes about an hour to recharge with the included cable. The Pro has an IP65 waterproof rating, a 6-month warranty, and a 3 to 5 day shipping. Overall, the Max 2 Pro is in the middle of the road for speed when compared to its competitors, topping out at 23 miles per hour. It takes 12 seconds to reach that speed on a flat trail. It can reach almost 10 miles with a rider who is 40 pounds less than the top weight rating, which places it again in the middle of the road for range. It has the fastest recharge time of 2 hours and is the lightest in this price range. I thought it was the best for hills with a torque rating of 9.4 pounds. Brakes weren't my favorite, something you would need to get used to, and comfort is definitely not the best. Make sure you pick a nice new trail to take this for a spin. You'll enjoy the ride much more. So there you have it. Thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Hit that like button before you go, and be sure to subscribe for the latest in bike, board, and scooter reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.